What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have another KeyForge Archon tournament match from Board Game Central in downtown Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. We have this video brought to us by these awesome supporters of the channel that back us at patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table. On the left we got Nick, on the right we got Adam. Thanks to both these guys for playing on camera. Nick we've seen in a previous match, newer player learning in this video. We got Adam. I guess we're all new players at this point anyway. But this is the last round we'll have from Board Game Central. On the left we got Logo, Shadows, and Untamed. We start off with a Shadow Self as the single card played by the first player. And on the other side we got Sanctum, Abyss, and Logo. So we got a Life Ward put out there, gaining an Amber off of that. And Fear bouncing Shadow Self back to hand. And Gabble's Long Arms. He's got that before fight ability. Choose a creature. Gabble's Long Arms deals damage to that creature rather than the one it is fighting. And just trying to look up the actual word on Life Ward. It's an Omni. Sacrifice Life Ward. Your opponent cannot play creatures on their next turn.
When I played the Shadow Self, do I always have 7 in hand? Should I have drawn at the end of my first turn?
No, you don't draw. You don't draw at all. And you just draw back.
So it looks like 1 Amber now on the right after playing that Life Ward. 0 on the left. Obviously all he did was that Shadow Self. He's back in hand now. And now he has to choose a different plan of action here. Does he want to play Shadows again and get Shadow Self out with some neighbors? Or is he going to go with a different faction here? He's going to go Untamed, throw a Witch of the Eye into play. She's got Reap. You basically pull a card back from your discard pile to your hand.
So it deals 2 damage to Gabos, enemy creature. Yep. And then I'm also going to play. Yep. And I'm also going to play Fog Bank, so you can't use creatures.
And Lupo the Scarred is the Untamed creature there that just came into play. And he deals 2 damage to an enemy creature.
That'll be my turn,
So that's what the die is there on Gabble's Long Arms.
for science. Let's have some fun.
I'm going to capture one.
So Dextra comes into play, capturing 1. That Amber that was gained off that action that was played there. The Untamed player has a discard pile. 2 Tight Mechanics on the flanks. That's reducing the key cost by 2 now, since each one while it's on the flank is -1. So it's now 4 cost keys right now to forge.
I have 3 in the
Keys are on sale.
Your turn.
That is amazing.
I'm sure that won't stay for long.
So I will name. I'll name.
So we got Untamed named again here.
I'm going to
And he's going to start fighting here.
and reap,
Actually, he's going to reap with both of his creatures. Gain 2 Amber.
and then I'm going to play Lost in the Woods.
So Lost in the Woods here. He's going to gain an Amber off that. And then he's going to select 2 friendly creatures, shuffle them into his deck, and 2 enemy creatures to shuffle into his opponent's deck.
Play that. Yep.
Which makes sense why he reaped with those guys before doing that.
After that, that will be my turn, and then
And sounds like that's it. Passing over to his opponent. Now has 3 Amber.
Sanctum. I'm going to play Sanctum Guardian. Champion.
So we got a Sanctum turn here on the right. He's throwing a Sanctum Guardian into play. Champion NFL. We know he has Taunt. The Guardian, I believe, is the one that jumps around the battle line. He's going to throw a Shoulder Armor and gain an Amber for that. And it gives plus, I think, +2/+2 while they're on the flank.
And you get an Ember.
Could be
Yeah. That's right. I'm
could be wrong, but
Logos. And I'll play a Dexter so I capture Ember.
so that Sanctum Guardian has a fight or reap ability. Swap Sanctum Guardian with another friendly creature in your battle line. So yeah, I was correct. He does jump around there.
Because there are cards that make you capture.
And then we got a Dexter coming in on the other side. Logos, obviously the faction being named. He captures an Amber.
Enemy Archons.
And we got a Ganymede Archivist. He's got that, I believe, the reap ability, archive a card.
That's all I can do. So and then yep.
Well, you untap and then you draw. I will say Sanctum.
Yep.
So we got Sanctum again named on the right side here. So we got Adam
Nafio.
coming in with Champion NFL is going to do some fighting.
Yeah. Champion and Nafio will fight there.
Okay.
So that'll die.
That
He comes back.
and then this goes on top.
So yeah, he catches a Dextra, goes on top of the deck. He gets the Amber back. That falls off Dextra. So he's back up to 2 Amber on the right side. No damage back since he's has 3 armor.
Fight. Actually, I'm just gonna reap.
And he chooses to reap with the Guardian.
Yeah, I'm just gonna reap.
So it's interesting having the Sanctum Guardian that can jump around the battle line and the Titan mechanics. So that's kind of a cool synergy there.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do Champion and Nafio.
So we got another taunt Sanctum Guardian there, Champion NFL. If I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, oh well. Pronunciation of names is not my strong suit.
I will stun Mars.
And we got a Blinding Light, gain Amber off that. He's going to stun all Mars creatures. He doesn't want to name Logos, doesn't want to hit his own guy,
House, I stun each
which I still probably would do.
so that I can get
Just to hit my opponent, even though it hits my own Dextra. Whatever. But he chooses Mars so that nobody gets hit.
Good.
Yep.
Just basically want to play it for the Amber.
And I'll do shadows. And then I will start with poison wave.
So we got a Poison Wave action coming in, getting an Amber off that, and 2 damage to all creatures.
From your armor, right?
Every turn it resets.
So armor is protecting the Champion NFL there. On the other end too, he'll only take 1 damage. Same with the Sanctum Guardian. But Long Arms there is up to 4 damage. He's 1 hit away from death. And it also hits the opponent's creature, or the friendly creatures too. So the Archivist is now 1 hit away from dying.
After that, I'll do
So Shadow Self's back on the board.
a relentless whispers to kill your Dex.
So he's got a Relentless Whispers here. He gains an Amber. He's going to deal 2 damage to a creature. If it destroys it, he will steal 1. So Dextra will go back to the top of the deck, of course. He'll gain the Amber from that was captured off Dextra, and then he will steal 1, putting...
Oh, wait, no. Yes. Yeah, because you didn't attack. That's right.
I think Adam thought Taunt could protect him there, but it cannot when dealing direct damage. Just for fighting. So now we have 6 Amber on the left side. I think we're at 3 on the right side. Hard to tell from that die there.
3 of my guys.
So that means that's dealt 4 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. So then in that case, I'll play another.
So he's got a second Relentless Whispers hitting the Long Arms there. And he's going to destroy him and steal another one. Yep, putting Adam on the right down to 2. And now Nick is sitting on, it looks like 8 Amber.
Turn. Check. So then I draw.
So not a bad turn for Nick there. And slims the board down a bit on Adam's side. And if we've seen Adam in a previous video, in this series, and he can basically get a battle line of creatures going off of the mat, basically continuing it onto the floor and the table next to him. So he just played a Spirit's Way, which is destroy each creature with power 3 or higher, I think. Or did he discard it?
No, 8 damage.
I don't know. I think he just discarded it, maybe? Because I don't think he wants to purge or destroy his own creatures, so that obviously didn't happen. So now he's just doing some fighting here with his Sanctum creatures. And he's going to start hitting the Gaining Meat Archivist, which will obviously go into Shadow Self since she's absorbing all that damage. But so he took some damage back there from fighting the Archivist. But I don't know why you'd fight the Archivist first, but I guess because you can just fight Shadow Self, right, and not take the damage back because Shadow Self doesn't deal any. And then I guess you still have to fight the Archivist after the fact, but either way, the board is clear on the left side. We got some damage on the more damage on the Sanctum creatures there. A little hard to tell what damage it is, but we know they are damaged. That is all.
Before I choose a house, is that when I forge a key?
So now KeyForge time on the left side here.
6. 1 key. Yay.
So we're now at 1 keys to nothing.
Hello, friends.
What up?
No, who's winning? Doesn't look good for you, Nick. Right now, I think I'm winning.
If you guys are new here to this channel at Rob's Gaming Table, please, I implore you to hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to be notified when the next videos go up, hit that notification bell button beside that subscribe button. And we do have lots of tournament videos in the hopper. I've been to quite a few tournaments, going to at least a couple a week at the current rate, sometimes 3, and trying to get videos from them. So I have a bunch that I will eventually catch up on. So stay tuned for that. Lots more to come. And if you like the KeyForge you're seeing, make sure you hit that like button on the videos. And feel free to leave some constructive criticism below in the comments. Or if there's any rules mistakes you notice, feel free to leave those in the comments below on this YouTube video. For future viewers of the video who are trying to learn how the game works and follow along, that is very helpful. And thank you to everyone who does that so far. So we got a Twin Bolt emission there, dealing 2 damage to 2 different creatures each. And we got 2 Dexters coming in, both capturing the only Ember left on the opponent's identity card there. So we're now at 4 Amber on the left, 0 Amber on the right.
I'm going to say Logos.
Okay.
Looks like he hit that gray monk out there now, has damage. So Effervescent Principle. 2 Ambers lost on the left, nothing lost on the right. Not a bad play, but he should gain a chain off that. And it looks like that was missed here. And we got Wild Wormhole gaining an Amber. And with Gateway to Dis, flipped off a Wild Wormhole. Whoopsie daisy.
No, add 2 Wild Wormhole.
And he's going to destroy all creatures in play. Love when that happens. That's good times. I've seen that happen a couple of times actually now in games, and not just this one. I've seen that happen in another game. I don't know if I got it out on video too, but I've seen it playing in a game.
I have to play the top card of my deck. So I
Yeah, so he's going to gain the chains.
which not only destroys each creature, I also gain 3 chain. So I'm now at 3 chain as well.
Yeah, Effervescent Principle does have gain a chain, which he did forget to do.
So chain is whenever I draw at the end of turn,
So Adam's just going to explain chains here to his opponent, who's fairly new.
1 less card if I have up to 6. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 chain, I draw 1 less card. If I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 chain, I have -2. Wow. So because this gives 3 chain, I'll go up to 3 chain, and I'll have to draw 1 less.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have 3 chain. That's fine. It's all planned. I'm gonna play Dexter.
So Dexter on the other side coming in and capturing 1.
Then I'm gonna play.
And a Titan Mechanic on the flank, reducing the current cost of keys by 1. And now phase shift, allowing him to play a non-logos card, which is going to throw a succubus out there to strap his opponent's card draw by 1.
And then I'm going to.
And we got the life word popped here to say he cannot play creatures on his next turn. That is not a bad time to play that, I think. So he's going to draw only 5 cards and lose a chain, going down to 2. And over to his opponent, who cannot play creatures. And we'll be drawing up 1 less card. And keys are at current cost of 5.
Like display because I like went and grabbed the thing and was like, because of my gateway to this, I got 3 chains, so 3 chains. It's like, so you get to explain chains with my visuals.
Thanks, Adam, for the teaching of how chains work there. I appreciate it.
I can't play creatures, so I will name Untamed. I'll name Untamed.
So we got Untamed, playing a regrowth, getting an amber off of it. He's going to grab a creature out of a discard pile, put it back into hand.
Yep.
Looking at it right now, what he's going through, I think Shadow Self is the right pull, but it also depends what else he has in hand. But based on the way... Yep, he's grabbing the Shadow Self. Based on the way Adam's playing, where he's using his creatures to fight a lot, Shadow Self can really help you build up that board without it getting whittled down so easily. Help protect some of your creatures. Temporarily, usually. We're not sure how many Gateway to Dis are in Adam's deck, but we've seen one already. And we're not that far into the game here. His discard piles are still pretty small. So he may be able to get away with building... Nick on the left might be able to get away with building up a board before another reset happens, but we'll see. So this is take hostages. Each time a friendly creature fights, they capture 1 amber, I think is what it is there. And we see another Sanctum creature, another generic looking knight that I have to figure out what it is here. Still trying to learn the cards by art, which is will take some time. I apologize, not knowing all the cards off the top of my head here. A little slower on the commentary as I look them up. But it looks like a Commander Remiel, who's got the Reap, user-friendly non-Sanctum creature, which is pretty good. 3 damage, no armor. I love when characters synergize with other... Or when cards in general, actually, let you cheat house. You know, like let you use a card from another house on that... Like, get around the limit 1 faction per turn kind of limit the game has, where you can only play, use, or discard cards from that faction. I love the house cheating. It's awesome. So there's Shadow Self back out there, and Sneak Lifter, however you say that. I'll just look up what his ability is. And so we got the Ring of Invisibility put on Shadow Self. He gets Elusive and Skirmish. So Sneak Lifter has the play ability. Take control of an enemy artifact while under your control. It does not belong to one. If it does not belong to one of the 3 houses, it is considered to be of House Shadows. So it's too bad he couldn't have got the Life Ward pulled over to his side, but using Sneak Lifter before it was popped. That's too bad, but... A second Succubus. Oh, man, the choke is on. And we got the Terror coming in, who's not taking it and not gaining any amber since the opponent has some. And we got a Reap there off the other Succubus. Looks like 5 amber on Adam's side now, sitting at check. Yeah, he's not a check. Titan Mechanic is not on the flank. Yeah, it's not a check. Not a check, as Adam just stated. Titan Mechanic is not on the flank. So...
Wait, how did you play creatures? That was casting hostages. Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah, so Adam's thinking the Life Ward.
The last turn. Yes.
Adam's thinking the Life Ward was still active. How did he get Shadows creatures on the board? But as we know, that was the previous Untamed turn where he only played Regrowth. And this was a... Shadow's turn was the next turn after that. So there are a few turns ahead of what Adam's thinking.
It's going to be fun.
This turn I'll play Untamed.
So sounds like Untamed is being named again. Looks like he's got a Witch of the Eye back.
So I'll do.
And she's on the board.
Intercept.
Yeah, so Adam's doing a good job of correcting Nick here, making sure creatures and artifacts are coming into play exhausted.
Lupo's also gonna be.
And we see Lupo the Scarred is back. He's going to deal 2 damage to a creature when he comes into play. Of course, there's no simple 2 damage snipe shots there. He's going to go after a Succubus, which I think is not a bad choice. I think that's actually the best choice.
Past turn, and because of the 2 seconds, I only dropped to 4.
Yeah.
And yeah, Succubus taking effect already. He's only able to draw 1 card, up to 4 in hand right now.
So I'm gonna say
And it
Logos.
sounds like we got Logos on the other side by Adam.
For the remainder,
And here we go, Library Access. He's going to draw a card every time he plays a card. And that should go to the discard pile right now, but it looks like he's going to leave it out to remind himself, but I don't think order of the discard pile really matters yet, but in the rulebook you shouldn't change the order of the discard pile, and things should go in a proper order, because maybe there's something that affects it coming out in a future set. So Fogify, getting an Amber off that, and he's telling his opponent there he cannot use creatures to fight on his next turn. Now we got a Wild Wormhole. We're going to see another crazy card come off the top that's going to disrupt Adam's plans. Nope, it's just a Pit Demon. He'll come into play. He's got the action Steal 1. 5 damage creature out of Dis. And he should draw 1 off playing Wild Wormhole and draw 1 off of the Pit Demon. I'm not sure if he did there. I wasn't paying attention. But Doc booked in, coming into play. He's drawing a card off that. Does he have any other Logos cards to play? We've already seen him use a phase shift, so... And Effervescent Principle, he's just going to discard it and not use it, since he's sitting at 7 and his opponent's at 3. And he's going to reap off the Type Mechanic and the Dexter that were already in play, and he's up to, it sounds like, 9 Amber, I think is what he said. It's hard to tell off the die there. Another reason I'm glad that Fantasy Flight Games has made the ruling for this game you can't use dice. Because it's also hard to tell. Unless you use like big, chunky dice with large numbers, it's hard for me to tell in commentary. So for my own selfish purposes, I'm glad that they don't let you use die. I know sometimes it's more convenient, but it is prone to easier cheating, I guess, or accidental mistakes that throw off game state by hitting dice or knocking them over, or, you know, that kind of thing. So we got an Urchin coming into play, stealing 1. And we got a Reap here off Shadow Self and the Sneck Lifter. Putting him at 6 Amber. And that's going to be it. He's going to ready everyone up here.
Yep. And check.
Right, so I'm going to drop to 4. Still 2 Succubi in play, which I think probably should have maybe ran Sneck Lifter into 1, but at least he's put it on his opponent that he's sitting at 6 Amber, so his opponent has to deal with it. But he can name Dis and use the Pit Demon to steal 1, so he has a way out. So 1 KeyForge on the right side. He's using a little triangle, pyramid die, whatever that is there, to signify his keys. Not the cool keys off his keychain like it was using in round 1 of this this video series here. So there he does have to name Dis and do the Pit Demon. Like I said, that's kind of his only way we see on the board that he can stop his opponent from forging a key next turn. Maybe he has other stuff in hand, but he chose to go Dis. Might as well. You have 4 of them out on the board. And he's going to Reap with the Terror, Succubus number 1, and Succubus number 2. Reap again. It's up to 6 Amber. And we got Schuler coming into play. I think if the opponent's 4 or higher, he's going to steal 1 on the Amber count, I think. Yeah, he does. Yeah, it's that guy. I was right there. Love me some Schulers. And we got a Mind Barb getting another Amber and discarding a card at random from his opponent's hand that was already choked down to 4 cards and now going to only have 3 to start the next turn. So he's really slowing Nick down here. Doing a little bit of steal card hand choke here, and yeah. And getting ahead in board state. And a Terror comes in. Doesn't get any Amber off that, obviously. And he's going to do an Arise. And he's going to get all those Sanctum dudes that got popped earlier off that Gateway to Dis off the Wild Wormhole. And they're all going to go back to hand for probably a juicy Sanctum turn next turn. And then we're going to see that. But like I said before, his battle line kind of go off the table there. Or off camera, at least, for sure. Unless his opponent has a way to slim it down. And we hear a check there from Adam on the right. Sitting at, I think, 8. We got Logos on the other side. Dexter is going to come in and capture an Amber. A lot of Dexter play in this match here. And the Archivist is back. Yeah, not much happening here, obviously. Only have 3 cards in hand. Can you do the third one? And he's going to do remote access. Obviously, it's not hitting an artifact, but he does get an Amber off it and clear a card out of his hand. And that's going to be it. And now he's going to draw only up to 4. And his opponent should be forging a key now at the start of his turn, going down to 1 Amber. So he's now second KeyForge. Still only 1 KeyForge on the left side there. Now we're at 2 on the right.
Let's say Logos.
And he names Logos, which is interesting. I'm not sure why he'd go that route. He must have something in hand he wants to do. I would go Dis or Dis and just go nuts with all the Dis creatures I have in play and just reap like crazy. Oh, I guess you want to draw off Doc Booked in there. He's going to reap. Tight Mechanic on the left. Tight Mechanic on the right. So he's got 3 Tight Mechanics in the deck. And he's just reduced the cost of a key down to 4. And that's going to be the end of his turn. So his opponent's going to get to forge a key. And you hear that sexy voice of Rob there in person watching the game. And past Rob. And he's going to get him to forge a key at 4. Just kind of helping Nick out here, as you guys heard in the last video. He's a new player, and I was teaching him in the last round. Adam's trying to help him in this round.
You can't steal anything or get rid of anything.
But what Adam's done here, by putting the 2 Tight Mechanics on the flank and sitting at 4 Amber, he's put the pressure on Nick to try to steal an Amber, prevent him from forging key, kill a Tight Mechanic, something like that. So Twin Bolt Emission. So I think Nick's not realizing what's happening here, and he's choosing to use a Twin Bolt Emission on a Succubus to kill him, which really should be going all in on the Tight Mechanics. So I'm reminding him here that maybe he should be focused on those Tight Mechanics. So he is on check. I'm basically reminding him he is on check here.
You'd have to kill one of these.
Yeah, at least one of those, or steal one from him somehow.
Yeah, sold.
Deal 2?
Yeah.
Yep.
So 2 there. And then I get another one.
Oh yeah, that happens first on the card always. Some it matters where like you do the effect after you get the Amber, and it like could change things.
And another good thing, and I think we'll see him on camera in the next series, is Nick on the left here is now showing up to tournaments at other stores and playing this game. So and joins us in our Twitch streams, which we do over at twitch.tv/Rob's Gaming Table. So if you want to see us play some live KeyForge over there, we do that every now and then. Probably doing a lot over the holidays coming up, actually. But yeah, Nick's definitely advanced much more as a player since this video, as he's left in the comments of the last one. So thanks a lot, Nick, for playing on camera as a new player, and letting us learn from what's going on here. But yeah, it'll be nice to see him progress, I'm sure. So yeah, I think so the problem is, since he named Logos, he can only fight with the 2 creatures there, and Dexter will die, so that'll give an Amber to his opponent, putting him up to 5. So he can only kill the 1 Titan Mechanic, and that would leave him in the position to lose because Dexter would have to be involved. So maybe he could have named a different house there, but either way, congrats to Adam for that one there, the win. And thanks to both players for playing on camera. Thanks you guys for being here watching. Make sure, like I said, you subscribe if you're new here. Hit that little alarm bell button to be notified. Slap the like button on all the KeyForge videos to let me know you like what you see. And leave comments below. Feel free to share these videos around. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.